Hey guys, sometimes I dey ask myself, are you high on steroids, or why you always bothering yourself with Nigeria politics? Why they talk about things when the trend like why paying attention to things when the trend and really capitalize on things when the trend so that you go the trend or probably go draw traffic to yourself and you begin to explore other things that will be profitable to your platform. But the truth is, I just can't get over the Nigeria politics, because every now and then when you look left, you look right. Whether you like it or not, it affects you directly or indirectly. You don't even need to have opinion when it comes to how it affects you. So I always talk about it, and you see what the recent move by the Nigeria government, their spending and how they use the Nigeria resources. And if you check and you want to follow what they call trace the money, say you want to follow up how the money that is being used, which I will try to do today, looking at one aspect of the Nigeria economy, you see that everything circle around them and the money goes back to their personal accounts, that all this money just the burn goes in a circle and it comes back to them, and the Nigerian life remains the same. Because if you look at, if you want to consider this present administration, for instance, the number of times they borrowed externally and internally, and all the purpose they've listed out as the reasons behind their borrowing, you also say it circle around the same things, and the same things they circle around. And these same things, when they call out or when they borrow money from externally and internally, nothing has been done, nothing has been changed, nothing did happen for these sectors. Over they see how the sectors they affect Nigeria every day more and more and more. Is it the security? Which other sectors? Is it energy? Where you want to make sure, is it fuel? They remove fuel subsidy. If you like, say they not remove fuel subsidy. They have money for fuel subsidy where they say they go remove and put into the economy to say I go revitalize or revamp the economy. Where is the fuel subsidy money? And yet you are still borrowing. Here are all the money that has been borrowed, all the money budget for, what they are budget for, how is it being used? What did they happen? So today I want to talk about the Nigeria debts, because sometimes I won't just talk about the Nigeria debts. Let's dissect it together and see how this money they've been borrowed. Because recently the Senate President approved the loan of $21 billion, borrowing external loan when one gets what is it being used for? So let's talk about this today. Welcome to the Testament Podcast.
Instead of be sleep, let it be hate, let it degrade, let it be deep. Some others should weep, some others should keep the memory of the way that I died.
Now, before we try to dig deep and try to revalue and evaluate all the factors I don't think gather to see how this, if you draw out analogies on how these decisions and policies and moved by the government, how they affect us and how it not just affecting us. The problem is, if it was just only affecting us, it would be good, but it affects our children and even our children. Like, that is the most mind-boggling thing about this whole situation. Is if not only me this problem go affect, then good to go, but it go affect our children. Then what is now the purpose and essence of living if our children will get it hotter than what they experience now? It's so much difficult to overfeed, or so much difficult to make provision as the head of the family for your kids and your homes, and attend to all your responsibility as a man. It drives you crazy. It drives you really crazy. And you begin to wonder, it is not that you are in a poor country. It's just because you are in a country, they have a bad system. And a country when we say nobody just really care, we just so much indulge in this I don't care syndrome. It not concern me. You feel it not really concern you. But anyway, before we talk more about that, subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Do well to subscribe. That's how you help this community. Share and likes and comments. Okay, now the Nigeria debt, and I'm going to lay considerations into checking the external debt and the internal debt when this present administration led by President Tinubu don't carry for since they came into the system. And let's see the purpose, and let's see how this money don't benefit us. Okay, let's go straight into what I want to state out today. Now, from May 29, 2023 to July 25th of 2025, the external borrowing I'm going to state the borrowing and also what it is borrowed for. 800 million World Bank loan, July 2023. The purpose was to cushion the impact of high fuel price following the removal of the fuel subsidy. Now, also in December that same year, 7.8 billion and 100 million pounds was borrowed also. These are external borrowing. The purpose was to finance projects infrastructures like railways, water supply, health, education, agriculture, security, employment generation. 6.45 billion World Bank loan again was borrowed. The purpose, 750 million for power, 750 million for renewable energy plant, 700 million for gas initiative, gas program, 500 million for women empowerment program, 1.5 billion for economic stabilization, 750 million for resource mobilization, 1.57 billion for various projects. Now also 21.19 billion, which happens to be the recent one now, direct foreign loans, 4 billion pounds on other additional foreign loans also, 15 billion yen, which is 102.26 million Japanese loan, 65 million euro also is coming in. Not only just this 21.9 billion that is being borrowed that is being borrowed, we also have 4 billion pounds an additional foreign loan, another 50 billion yen from Japan, and it's 65 million euro coming as a grant. These are the borrowing. The purpose are 3 billion allocated for revamping a 2,044 kilometer narrow gauge railway along Nigeria Eastern Rail Corridor. $3 billion allocated for revamp, not be to build new one, to revamp, to see if it go fit make the railway work again. That is revamping. Revamping does not give you 100% assurance that it's going to work. Revamping is like maybe you have an old building, you dey repaint them, you dey do some renovation. So the $3 billion that will be spent on the Eastern Railway is to revamp. It does not guarantee that railway will work. It does not guarantee that the railway will be functional. So the revamping also, I don't understand. How long are we going to continue this part? How long will the Nigerian government see the things, the problem when Nigeria, the main problem right now when they affect Nigeria productivity happens to be the insecurity challenges. We cannot just rule that out. That is number one priority when they affect Nigeria. Number one, they affect foreigners from coming in to invest in Nigeria. The insecurity is a barricade when they hold Nigeria back. The insecurity, they affect food. The food supply, the insecurity, they affect Nigeria is blessed enough to feed itself and even feed the entire West Africa. Nigeria is blessed enough to feed the entire West Africa and will be very, very okay with the land we get, with the good soil we get, and the kind of persons will be people when like to work, with people when like to be productive. The insecurity affect the food production. The food production, because there's no food supply, farmers are not being able to go to the farm anymore because of terrorist activities. They don't if you go farm, it don't cause increase in farm produce. It don't cause increase. Now it is difficult for the money you earn at the end of the month to be able to take care of you to the end of the month. Why are the government not paying attention to these areas? These areas are priorities. These are the main areas where they affect Nigeria. Insecurity. And you see where this, we'll see all the things they've listed as where this money will be going to. And you see the money that's being pushed to tackle insecurity challenge. Despite the deaths when they happen every day, 20 or what is 20? Every day more than 100 Nigerians die as a result of insecurity challenges. Farmers don't if you go farm anymore because of insecurity challenges. We can't travel to do business anymore. We can't use the road anymore because of insecurity challenges. You can't even live in your locality because of insecurity challenges. We know they pay attention to what they promised us that they will pay attention to when they were campaigning. That is the number one priority. Now, let's see the internal loan. How much have they borrowed also internally? You know, sometimes we pay attention to what they've borrowed externally from world banks and other financial houses or financial institutions. We don't pay attention to money that is being borrowed internally. Let's see some of the money that is being borrowed. Domestic borrowing, 7.3 trillion for ways and means purpose to serve domestic debt and pension. 1.2 trillion federal government bond to fund budget deficit and support infrastructural projects, including the rehabilitation and construction of 4,000 kilometers of road and bridges across Nigeria. This money was borrowed in December 2023 to support projects including the rehabilitation and construction of 4,000 kilometers road and bridges across Nigeria. Made a show us book where these roads or this money that they borrowed internally, and the purpose that they borrowed this money, may they give us scorecards to show us that okay, these are the things we've done. This money was used judiciously. This money, we used it for the purpose that it was meant for. When they bring the scorecard now, let's see their still worship. Let's see how this money was put into use. If you don't know, say this money go back to them. These people, politicians, we award. It's the same game. It is the same end game. It is the same thing. If you see it, it plays. I'm not really paying attention to. I'm just using this present administration. But the truth is, it's the same game they play. The same game. They award contracts to companies that they have shares or companies that they own. They award contracts to these companies. At the end of the day, these companies know they carry out the work. They know they do anything. They'll tell them carry this equipment, go to the site, and after a while take them back. They don't do anything. They should show us the 4,000 roads that they've constructed and the bridges that they've constructed from the money that they borrowed in 2023. That is it. Internal 757 billion federal government bond project to settle pension, $2 billion to raise capital for development projects. I am not saying this to say that. I know some people say, but the US government do borrow money, the US government borrows money or does this, but they can show what this money is being used for. That these are the things that is used for. This is where this money this is what this money was used for. This is what this money we borrowed for was used for. But the government, our own Nigeria government cannot give account. In short, the 2003 open budgetary score, Nigeria scored 31 over 100, 31% of their level of transparency when it comes to open budget. That's to tell you the level of our transparency as a government. The government needs to be accountable to the people. The money that has been borrowed, what is it borrowed for? We don't need what infrastructural project are you engaged? How are these infrastructural projects? How are they helping the people? How are they helping the people? The 15 trillion naira spent on Lagos, Calabar. Imagine that 50. How much have they been spent, pushed for to caution the insecurity challenges in Nigeria? How much when say they don't channel to okay, let's see how far we can do this insecurity when they bite us. Let's see how we feel caution. Let's see how we put it to an end, because it can be put to an end. It can be put to an end if the right people are motivated. It can be put to an end if the right weapons are bought. It can be put to an end if the right people are put as head. Because one of the problems when they affect this security agency or this security apparatus, now their heads, the leaders, when they play politics with the lives of their junior ones, with the lives of those when they forfeit, not really they count their lives to be worth it. Because that's the same way the government sees us. They don't count our life. They see us as we don't really count. And true, we believe that we don't really count because it don't concern me syndrome. They affect every one of us. We know they take to play how these policies, how these people, they affect and how the decisions or what they do. They improvise us, our children, and their futures. There's no headway if we keep on in this path. There's no headway. It's just going to be terrifying, frustrating, stressful, painful every day for Nigerians. Every day. Because, okay, check the game. Now, what is now the essence of going to school when, at the end of the day, all your stress and sacrifice just to be a good citizen, a patriotic citizen, it's not going to over favor, it's not going to play out. In short, the best way, see, it is even more profitable and successful, and it is even more profitable and successful for those who are bandits because they control power, they get weapons, they control power, they get godfather. They will tend to live longer because they will eat healthy food, even if they stay for environment when they're very bad. Do you know why I say that? I say that to say that those people when graduate from school, they don't even have future. If you look what is playing now in the Nigeria scene, how those when of who get any school certification, they require position, they want to make those when get school qualification to come and work in the establishment. They give criteria. You will not get school qualification. They set boundaries on people when you come to establishment. You see, the thing don't twist. Now money controls everything. And if money controls everything, then what's down the essence of school if our success is based on how worthy you are? Because that is what it is in Nigeria. It is how much you have that determines your successfulness. It is how much you have that determines the power and the authority you can hold and control. Because everything is not centered about money. That is the reason why the politicians are doing what they are doing. External debts don't skyrocket in a space of 10 years. It don't skyrocket in a space of 10 years. And you ask, if you look, go check out the administration. You'll see that the purpose stated as the more reasons why they borrowed money internally or externally is the same purpose: agriculture, health, security, economical stabilization. And those terminology they use to the circle and they use as the reason why they take the loan. Now you ask yourself, why BC will never see one significant improvement in any of these sectors? Okay, more dissect, for instance. Let's do what they call follow the money. Let's just do a trace and see one of ways, or let's see how this money is being used. Now we'll consider the money that is being pumped into the insecurity challenges. Okay, we know that the insecurity challenges in Nigeria happens to be the priority, the main one when they stress Nigeria right now. When they affect the growth, affect our productivity, they affect even us making more money. Because people would have been able to come into Nigeria and forget about the policies that is not friendly for foreign companies. Let's put that one aside. There are people who want to take high risk because of the market and say, let me come in and let me see if I can maneuver my way around the policies. But because the market is active, I can strategize myself and be able to make profit in this market. If the insecurity, they don't feel comb the insecurity, there are foreigners who would have taken risk. Oh, it's safe, the environment is okay, let me see I can go around the policies. They would have come in to invest. We see the insecurity affecting the productivity, affecting Nigeria for making more money, affecting practically everything we do. There are some of us who don't travel, go north, go do business, or go establish there, or go live our lives there. And maybe if we have gone to the north, we would have been over highly productive than where we find ourselves right now, or where we choose to stay right now. And the reasons why you decide not to go those places is because of the insecurity challenges. Life's not count anything again for anybody. You just kill and kill and kill, and you feel like it is just what it is. Now let's see, for instance, over the years in 2023, under this administration, how much have been pushed to comb insecurity in Nigeria? More flitter and more see how much have been combed to comb insecurity challenges in Nigeria. Now in 2023, 2.9 trillion was the budget for security in Nigeria. 2024, 1.9 trillion was the budget for security. 2025, 6.57 trillion was the budget for security. Under the restoration budget, which is the 2025 budget, the restoration budget, securing peace and rebuilding prosperity, the budget for security was 6.57 trillion. How was it used? Now, if you go down, say you want to break how this money was used, it's clear that large percent, if not 75% of the money for security budget goes for personnel costs. Personnel costs, the allowance, the salaries, the operational expenses for security personnel, operational expenses like fuel, logistics and stuff like that, fuel for plane, fuel for vehicles when they use, just for logistics. 70% of the budget for 2025 or budget for security all through this administration shows that 75% were used for personnel costs, and these personnel costs are salaries. Who they take the salaries? Who do they receive the allowance? And the soldiers on the field are the ones receiving the allowance, because looking at their lifestyle, looking on how they are health-wise, you know, say not be then they receive the big money. Those when they receive the money now, those when they sit down for office, those when they use paper to they manipulate figures, those when they take the allowance of the younger ones, they deprive them of their rights. Despite the change when the federal government they pay them, the small allowance that comes with their salary, there are people who sit on them and deprive these field workers. Indirectly, all the money goes back into the system. Same to the heads, those who are the politicians holding appointed positions in this defense system. Those are the ones controlling the bulk of the money. You see that no money. If 75% goes for personnel costs, now what is the capital cost for purchase of equipment? purchase of arms, purchase of ammunition, purchase of jet and whatever. If 25% is used for that, how they want to fight security, that alone does show you, say, there's no headway. That the insecurity challenges in Nigeria, the terrorist activities, the banditry, the kidnapping is meant to stay for a very long time. Because if you see the money that remove the personnel cost and see the money for capital cost left for the purchase, which might be the vital, see money when the Europe they spend, or the US they spend, or other countries they spend for security. Despite say some of them on the face war, some of them are not fighting any war already. But they spend funds on getting the latest weaponry, on getting the latest gadget to withstand whatever thing that challenges them. Nigeria get issues with internal terrorist group because to a large extent, all of these terrorist group, bandits, or whatever team you want to call them, they are all being backed and sponsored by politicians. So politicians don't call some of them out. So politicians don't voice out that they know them, they're in the system, they are active in the system. Those who are sponsoring this terrorist group. And what are the government doing? If the government really care for Nigerians, if the government really want to make the Nigerians live a better life in a safer environment, they would have been able to do an investigation, which I know Nigeria defense system or the DSS is very good at investigating. They would have done a proper investigation and get everyone who are sponsoring, who are behind this terrorist group, who are their godfathers. But because everybody know everybody did the system. If you try to call me out, I will call you out. Nobody really cares. And that is the reason why they don't. You see, I pity our coming generation. I pity them. If they go through this suffering, how will their suffering be? I pity them. Because you going to school does not guarantee you that you'll become successful tomorrow. In short, if you count the number of times or the hours and the minutes and the days you've suffered yourself and sacrificed to have the best GPA, at the end of the day, it does not really count. Because if you get the best course, the best they will do for you is they will just recognize you and dash you maybe like 500k and nothing more. And even if you decide to say you can't work in any of the sectors, what does it guarantee you? You become a professor. How much is your salary? You become a medical doctor. You are the best brain. The facilities are not over there for you to experiment. You go die in suffering and you go die in pain. Which sector, when you feel, say, the government don't do well for this 2 years plus when they don't do? And how long are we going to continue in this? My fear is, how long I will continue? What is the sustainable plan when the government get for us? Okay, how they want to pay back this loan? Because it is a loan. And you service loan. How are you going to service loan? What is the provision? Because the essence why you take loan for business as a businessman is to grow your business, and you must have structured out or make a plan on how you're going to pay your loan or service your loan for a period of time. What are the plans that the government has structured out on how to service the loan? And the things they are spending money on, how is it going to be productive? How is it going to generate fund for the government to pay back their loans? You see, say there is no plan. They just loot and keep on looting. That if you want to follow this money, this 21.9 billion that is borrowed, approved by the Senate, you discover say nothing, everything they go back to the companies they own, going back to their pocket. And that is the reason why they don't allow their children to school in Nigeria. Because there's no future. Now where you believe say future day, now you go want stay or you go want me or people stay. Now where you believe say future, no day go take them where they run. They take money, loot us dry, mash our heads, stamp on us, oppress us, deprive us of our needs and our rights, take their children to beautiful schools all around the world, the most expensive school around the world, give them a life and allow them to say stay here, not come back home. That place is not good for them, a war zone. Then we day here with a clap for them. Tomorrow we'll sell our vote. Very sure, I know majority, even if 1 million people, 1 million Nigerians here with how they talk, everybody go sit and say, who send them, waiting they do, they send them. Why are you talking about it? That is the problem of Nigeria. If they affect you, why? Why do you care? Why do you care about it? And that is one of the main things when they affect us. It strikes me how the politicians are able to divide us. That we see them being dividing us. We know what they are doing. We know how they are manipulating us. We know we are not ignorant of their tricks. We know about their tricks. They will like them because we don't really like make we succeed. If they succeed, I go the verse. If I succeed, you go the verse. The reason why you don't want to support me, and because you the verse say I succeed or I want to succeed. The reason why I don't want to support them because you the verse. I the verse for you say you want to succeed. We know they want to lift each other up, and that is one of the reasons that has been affecting a particular tribe. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in unity. They believe, no, now, why you could grow when I know they grow? When it be say, the reason why they try to grow now because of the inputs, my efforts when they give, and the sacrifice I they give. You know, they look down and say, nah, this guy, they kill himself to do this. You they look at, why does he want to do it? And that is what is affecting us generally. Until we unite together and let these people know that we've united. Because even if we say, wow, now for revolution, it's revolution, let's come out and fight, let's do this. Do you think so? Look at the sectors when they don't try to say, okay, let's come out and unite and fight for a just cause. See how for the back, some people go back, go compromise. That is something that play out when you blow it out. Because you just say, oh, in apple for enough, apple for when everybody come out, it is a lie. You see things or elements will go back and compromise because it is part of us. Until we eradicate the ideology, until we start seeing ourselves that we are one, there's no headway because these people will keep on using us. These people will keep on using us. What are the things, if you go through all the purpose and the reasons why they borrowed from 1999 to now, you discover that everything is the same purpose. And check out or assess all the sectors that they borrowed money for and see if any of them don't be productive or don't help Nigerians to get to where they get to. You discover say nothing has been done. No headway. In short, the more borrowing they do, enslave us, and the more enslavement we feel or they don't take catch us, and that one that they used to they work on. And you see what they do. They don't believe in us. They don't believe in the system. They take their family, take their anyone close to them out of the system. They grow their business outside the system. They keep us, they tie us and keep us dry and throw crumbs at us. And some of us like crumbs a lot. We like crumbs and we run and fight among the crumbs. And forgetting that now our right these people they take. Wait till they say they own, they not really own now. If you go look this money when they borrow, this recent borrowing when the Senate don't approve, just go look what it be the purpose when they say look money when they put for the ones when they really affect Nigerians. Then see the money when they put for the ones when they affect them. They used to say they don't care. Everything that is just be everything I just push to keep on enriching themselves and keep on depriving Nigerians of their right. I hope we get it right in 2027 because even me don't vote tired to talk about the Nigerian government and their politics because there's no road. Our children go to suffer. If 10-15 years, how will it be if 10-15 years from now? Because not everybody feel jackpot. And if you see it's okay, I will try to do this and do this. How far can you manipulate the system to favor you and favor your kids? Because over to get job, na connection, na how you know and where you feel no reach. To get money now don't hard and people don't engage in things that they're not supposed to do because the basic needs are not provided. Security is not guaranteed. Light is not guaranteed. In short, the things that affect the commoners, that affect me and you directly, are being taken from us. Every day now they increase tariff for light. Every day they increase tariff for anything when they affect us. Look at the things where they affect us. Ask yourself, the first subsidy that the government removed, that was the first executive order taken by President Tinubu, the removal of fuel subsidy. All the money generated since it came, how far? What have they done with it? What have they done with it? It means they show us, okay, see what we don't use fuel subsidy money do. And see how it don't affect Nigerians directly. See how it don't be productive for Nigeria. See all the things what did they do. See all the things that affected them. They see how did they maneuver them. Why the things that affected us. See what did they do. I hope we learn and I hope we learn fast. Because you have a very short time to make the right decisions. And that short time not go last forever. That short time a very short time. And I just believe and pray that in 2027, and Nigeria begin to realize that the decision to get it right lies in our hands, lies in our vote, and we should vote against nepotism, against authoritarianism, against narcissism, against tribalism. We should vote for someone when we give our children, because right now, even if we have the opportunity to vote for the right person and the right person come and play, the truth is, we have to be very realistic. The truth is, it will take years, maybe 2 tenure, for we to see practical changes in our lives. It will take time. But the earlier the better, because a lot of things need to be changed if the right person come in place. Because the right person need to first destroy the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is a system. Once that system is destroyed, then it becomes easier for policies to be implemented, for the right policies to be taken, for the right policies to be implemented and be followed up. And it will take years to be able to break the system, because the system are the individuals. They are the people controlling the Nigerian economy. Some of them are not even in the political scene. Some of them are business heads. They are owners of different organizations. They are owners of companies. And they are the one implementing or paying their way for policies that will favor their company alone. See the kind of companies when they, as big as Nigeria will get just one or two cement factory, one or two this, one or two cable network, 2 or 3 mobile network for a country that is almost 300 million population. Now, small thing not make us reach 300 million. Small thing not make us not reach 300 million. That is almost same with the US. And yet, we see fragmentation in the different sector, because they make policies to benefit them. Make policies to benefit the companies they have shares with. That is how it is done. And we need to get it right in 2027. Peace out.
Yeah, instead it be them, let it be me. Since I will die, inevitably, then let it be, that it be said, when I am dead. Some other was free, some other was fed, some other not me, was able to see that long as we live inside of a country where no one is safe, no one is safe. We only evade, try to escape the imminent doom, but closer the date looms. It comes for all. If we must go, then at least when we fall, when